Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Stuyvesant podcast. We're starting off the new year with one of our favorite teachers, Miss Stuzin.
Hi.
So, we're here with
John.
Alan.
and me, Eren. So yeah, we wanted Miss Stuzin on for a while. She was actually one of the first people that I came to with the idea of this podcast when it was in its infancy, I guess, to see if it was even a good idea. And Miss Stuzin gave us a lot of support. You know, she said it was a great idea, and in a way, this is here. A small part of Stuyvesant media is because of Miss Stuzin.
Thank you.
In a weird
I'll
way.
take the credit. I did nothing, so.
How's your day? How have you been?
Day was good. Been good. It's Friday.
Oh yeah.
We haven't had a day off, but I'm feeling good. One more full week.
Well, we kind of had a day off.
Well,
Today's
you did, yeah.
Kind of like the
Something
climate
special.
strike. I think most seniors went.
Yeah.
I mean, there were so many people there. Like, I couldn't even
Huge
like
amount.
see the Stuy
I
kids.
couldn't walk anywhere. I try to get through, but like you actually have to push people to get through. It's
Yeah.
bad. And like I was trying to get out, and that was pretty bad too, because I also had to push people to get out. I don't know.
Did the Bronx science kids walk all the way?
No, they probably took
trained.
the
They
train.
probably
Yeah.
took the train,
Okay.
yeah.
I actually got really annoyed at the there's a humming noise that I can't get rid of. Whatever.
Is it the lights?
No.
Wait, take the headphones
No,
out.
no, no. It's not the lights. It's
All right.
it's one of these cords. Anyway, there's a
He would know.
there's
Big man Alan.
Well,
There
please, if there's a humming
each-
noise, please
each-
ignore it.
each group of like I guess people kept giving out flyers, and so that was one thing that kind of kept. It's not that I didn't care about their causes. It was just more like
Like environmental
Yeah, and not
causes?
even.
Yeah,
It's
and
more
then
like they're like putting it in your face.
no,
There
no,
was
no, no.
a-
It wasn't that for me. It was that they were just wasting paper.
Oh.
Yeah.
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 So
And then
that's pretty
some of them
ironic,
were
yeah.
like really pretty with like photos and that's a lot of
Yeah.
ink.
Well,
And then also
The irony.
so much litter on the ground. A lot of people were stepping over like a gay pride flag, and I was like, guys, like, what are you doing?
Right.
And I took photos of it, and it's crazy.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
noticed that too. Like, I only went to the climate change strike for like halfway through, and like when I left, I had Alan's skateboard with me, and I tried to ride it I tried to ride it out because they closed the streets, and well, most streets.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
I tried to ride it out, and I couldn't because there was just garbage everywhere, and it was pretty bad.
going back to flyers, like there was a Communist Party of New York was there handing out flyers.
Well.
Policy on
what?
it. Yeah, yeah.
That's
There was
a thing?
Well?
Yeah. There were like two old people, handing
Just two
out.
people decided to make a
Yeah,
club.
yeah, and they had a flag.
Hey.
I don't know what their policy is on environment, but
We should share.
I
the
guess
environment.
good.
yeah.
Well,
But I mean, like it was my first time doing something like that, which is kind of it's good to see like a lot of like activism, especially
Yeah.
from our generation.
what was the strike last year?
The gun
Gun
control.
violence.
Gun
violence.
control
Yeah.
strike, yeah. Like, they didn't have, did they have slips like this year?
No, I don't think there was like, it was,
It wasn't.
you couldn't get
excused,
permission,
But
yeah.
you still had to scan out. and
You
whatnot.
just, if
Mhm.
you just wanted to leave, you just leave, I guess, yeah.
That was amazing
didn't
too.
I
know.
guess I think I don't know. I don't want to be negative, but I think a lot of kids just went to leave school.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
100%.
Although I
But-
will say that like almost none of my sophomores went, and almost none of my juniors went as well,
Yeah.
because they were like, I don't want to miss anything. Which I'm not saying that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Especially for freshmen. Like, I remember my freshman year, like I would never want to miss a
Yeah,
class.
I understand that.
So
They're so
It
nervous.
was funny because now when we were coming back in, there were freshmen in the senior atrium just chilling.
Ooh, they're like they're
Oh, yeah,
gone.
yeah, yeah.
They're moving in.
it's like a
Good try.
it's gonna be them in 4 years.
Yeah.
That's where like I always like no matter even in like middle school, I guess when I go to college, like it's always like this fresh blood that comes in, and like
Yeah.
those people are gonna be seniors one
Well,
day.
it's really weird for me right now because you're my first class ever.
Oh yeah.
You're like my first official class, and now you're graduating.
Oh, I didn't know this.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
So
insane.
Aaron was in my first class.
Oh, my God.
I mean, I had a class the year
Didn't I- did
before,
I
but it
have
was only
you
half the year.
First period.
Yeah, it was first period.
First period.
So
Euro
like
Lit.
you definitely saw me first minute of me teaching ever. I mean, you don't remember.
I
but-
had you as a sophomore, not a freshman.
Yeah.
But I mean,
But I don't have freshmen.
that's true.
So you were my
get to
first.
see Aaron grow before your eyes.
I have seen Aaron grow before my eyes.
High school
yes.
Aaron.
High school
two stages of hair length.
2 stages of hair length.
Oh
yeah.
he tried to be Jon Snow. He thought
He's had a lot of different hair, rocked it all.
Yeah.
no, he wanted to grow like a mullet type thing because he
No.
was inspired.
Come
by
Okay,
on, John, a
mullets
mullet?
are
No, it went
coming
like down
back.
to like
All right,
your shoulders.
I didn't maintain it well. I'll
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah,
But,
and you were
Well, you
inspired
just
by
grew
Jon
it. You didn't
Snow.
like cut it.
Yeah, I was kind of a savage.
Yeah. I think
A savage.
experiment with your hair in
Yeah,
high
that's how I
school.
put it.
I firmly
Definitely.
believe. Firmly.
Um.
And after. Just always.
No, but you
Yeah.
grow.
Why you need one
as a high school.
hairstyle?
All right. Well,
Yeah.
besides my hairstyle.
Yes.
We want to focus more on you.
Yes.
So I guess this is kind of a generic question, like.
Okay.
But you gotta ask it. So like, what? Gotta ask it. When did you When did you decide that you wanted to be a teacher? Like, was there like a aha moment, like this is what I want to do, or was it like a gradual build up?
It was definitely not gradual. I would say a lot of like young adult decisions I've made have been like a little impulsive. That's kind of my thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we started to get into this before, but I started college as a psychology major. I was like, oh, I'll become a therapist. I don't know. And then I just like didn't really click with the classes. And I was like, all right, all I really care about is like reading and writing and like talking about things. So I knew that I loved English, so I became an English major. I still had no idea what I wanted to do with that. My parents wanted me to be a lawyer. And then senior year of college, I think it was like winter break, I came home and I was like, crap, like I still have no idea what I want to do. I don't like, I had like applied to some things, but I didn't really have a direction. And I don't know, I think I was just talking to my mom and I was like, I feel like teaching would be cool. And she was like, yeah, that could be cool. And then we were like doing some research and it turned out that like the application for a master's program in teaching was due the next day.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it was like winter break, senior year of college, and I was just like, all right, here we go.
Talk about deadline.
Talk about
That's
deadlines.
like not even a paper. That's like a career.
Yeah. It's like, imagine doing your college apps. I mean, it was much less serious, though. So
One
it's
day
like-
later, you might not be here.
Exactly, one day later. So I did it in a day. I submitted it. I was like, if I don't get this master's, then I'm going to have to reconsider and like
Did you
figure it out.
have? Oh, okay. So you didn't have like a plan B, right?
No, I had no plan B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like me.
And you know what? Like, it was fine. I also have a lot of friends who like still don't know what they want to do.
I mean, that's like a given with anything in life, though.
Yeah.
Do you usually think into the future, or do you just kind of like go with the flow of things?
I would say at this point in my life, I really can't see the future.
Yeah.
And I would guess that you guys might feel the same, but like I can't really picture 5 years in the future. I mean, I think job-wise, career-wise, I feel like I can kind of see the future or like the near future. But like in terms of my personal life, I have no idea.
No,
Yeah, like
that's almost impossible.
I don't even know what I'm gonna eat for dinner. Like,
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
having vegan burgers tonight.
That sounds amazing.
I am not eating your vegan burger.
I am kind of veganish as of last year, kind of. I still do fish and I'll do like meat if it's like a special meat.
I went vegetarian like last summer. I
Oh,
tried
really?
to at least.
And
So hard.
so
Like-
you're a big meat person.
Oh yeah, I love meat. Like I eat meat. Like
Are
every
you?
single
No, I
day.
try to be as vegetarian as possible now. So I do like the Beyond Burgers and
Yeah.
Impossible Burger.
Actually, the best thing you can do for the environment is stop eating meat.
Yeah, because I heard like a cow, and I think Allie knows this.
Alan has told me
statistics better.
multiple
I
times.
yelled at you.
To like
Yeah, he
raise a
did.
cow, there's how many acres of land?
I don't know, but also just like the
A lot of
CO2
water.
emissions.
Oh, yeah.
from that.
Yeah, it's no bueno.
I mean, I try to like keep it. It's not that I like. It's not that like. I don't do it for like a humanitarian reason, even though that sounds like. I just feel better when I don't eat meat. and I
Yeah,
eat a lot of
also
chicken.
that.
I mean, I
Me
eat
too.
fish. I love fish, but most of the time it's like greens. Rice once in a while.
Vegetables are amazing.
I love pasta.
Not trying to
Pasta's
be a
dope.
dick or anything, but like, I love my steak. I love
Okay,
my
look,
burgers.
a really good steak, like most people like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that could be like a rarity. And there are people that eat meat like for every meal of every day. And it's like,
Yeah. No.
you could
definitely.
just cut back.
And like as I get older, it's like if I eat like a burger for lunch, Like
You're so old. Yeah, you must
I'm
really
so
sit
old,
with
yeah.
you, Aaron.
No, like it's like it throws me off. Like I can't focus. Like when if I have like a
Yes.
salad, I'm like it keeps
Yes.
me like level throughout the day.
Oh yeah, like having a big sandwich for lunch, you just
Oh
die.
yeah,
Oh, I had a salad for lunch.
yeah.
It's a good
Unhealthy.
school lunch.
Yeah, I mean, have you
Oh.
guys gone to Sweet Green?
Oh yeah.
Oh, so good.
It's so good.
And I'm so happy they opened up here, but the line is incredibly long.
I actually haven't been since it
You haven't been?
opened, but
Oh.
I've been to Sweet Green. It's so good.
Because my lunch is right when all the business people around here go out for lunch, and they're all like, they make a good amount of money
Yeah.
to go to Sweet Green every day and they're health conscious. So I'm like, hey guy, you know,
Hey,
try
guy.
try maybe some Chinese food so I don't have to wait on the line.
You don't want a salad.
You don't want to say.
You went to Stuy, right?
I did not go to
You didn't go
Stuy.
to Stuy?
No,
No,
my
no.
actually one of my best friends from college went to Stuy,
Oh,
which
okay.
is how I originally knew about Stuy. And me ending up here was just sort of like luck and circumstance as well. But yeah, I was in grad school and I was like, oh, my friend went to Stuyvesant. I heard it's a cool place. I would like to teach there.
Yeah.
Was this
So
the-
I like suggested the school.
Was this the first place you taught?
I taught at the middle school across the street
Okay.
first. And I have a lot of I have a lot of thoughts on that school, but
How long did you teach there?
so in grad school you do one semester of like middle school and one semester of high school. And you're not like the official teacher, you have like a teacher that's overseeing you, but you take over the classes for a semester. So yeah, I was only there for a semester, but it's an interesting place. Yeah.
I don't like those kids.
Middle school in general. is just
Yeah. I
weird.
mean, if you go to Stuyvesant, you've interacted with those children at ferries or something.
There's too many schools in this small neighborhood.
Yeah.
Stuyvesant, there's like an elementary school, a middle
Yeah,
school,
there's
and
also-
then a community college. you know?
Yeah.
Like, come on, who?
I
planned-
like that we're right by the community college. I like the vibe.
Oh.
You
Don't
like the
comment. No comment from
I think-
Aaron.
yeah, I don't know.
Well, we're gonna move on. No one's gonna respond to that. Thank you.
No, it just gets too busy, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more business for the halal cards.
I guess.
They,
yeah,
We
halal-
love the halal cards.
All cards
I
found.
mean, I actually haven't eaten halal like that since like freshman year.
Somebody in my class last year, who will remain nameless, but if he listens to this, he'll know that it's him.
enough.
Ate from I think the halal cart that's like just at the end of this road, and had food poisoning for 2 months.
Oh no.
Oh no, yeah. Like halal gets me sick all the time. Like that's why I
Yeah.
don't eat it anymore. Like all freshman year, it's like a cheap large meal, right? So I just
I mean, they're cooking it in a thing that's
yeah,
like
exactly, yeah. And then like
smaller than a car.
I ate it and like every day I just get like stomach aches.
So if any freshmen are listening, I know it's tempting because it's only $5, but don't do it to your body.
I mean, it's really
if
good.
anything, do it maybe
but
once a week.
Bring your
but
own lunch. I've
Yeah,
been
go
doing
to
that
Sweet
this year.
Green.
Bring your own
Nah,
lunch.
Bring your own lunch, and if not,
Sweet Green.
do the school lunch. If you don't like school lunch, get a PB and J.
Sweet
PB and J
Green
is
should
good.
sponsor us.
Yeah.
Cafeteria
I've
has to
never
get
had
rid of the
school lunch.
trays. You can
Is
get
that
rid of
bad for the
trays.
environment
Yeah,
too?
and single.
Aren't they recycled?
They should just scoop
I'm
them
very-
into
Alan,
our
I love
hands.
this.
I'm very
I didn't know.
climate strike right now because I just.
I
can't-
love it.
Yeah, they need to get rid of the single-use, like individual packaging for the forks,
Mm.
knives, and spoons.
Oh, like they're in like plastic,
Plastic.
Ooh.
Do
bags.
you think they should get like metal and just wash it every day?
or like they have compostable like
Yeah.
stuff.
No, I think the utensils themselves are biodegradable,
Okay.
but they're
the
wrapped
packaging.
individually. Yeah.
Alan.
And then the trays.
Yes.
Yes, they're compostable, but
Mhm.
if you had metal trays that you washed every day,
Mm-hmm.
that could be an option. And also with the fruit and milk, I'm not sure about the milk, but I know they make you take fruit, and a lot of people don't eat the fruit, and they either throw it out or put it in the sharing table,
Oh, I heard about the
Oh, yeah.
sharing
The
table.
sharing
What's a
table is
I've seen
grimy.
it, but I haven't.
which is a
Yeah.
little bit unsanitary
Yeah.
because a lot of that fruit goes on the floor before it ends up on the sharing table.
Mm.
Oh wait, like they put it on the table and someone just grabs it if they want.
Yep.
I have okay. I'll
I
say
didn't know
this.
that's what it was. I
Yeah.
thought it was like
As
a
long as
compost
I've
thing.
never seen someone take a fruit from the sharing
No.
table.
And
disgusting.
food waste in general is a problem.
Yeah.
Which is
But you guys have composting here, right?
yes, like
so that's good.
yeah.
Do we have a
better.
garden?
But yeah, we do
yeah,
have a garden.
rooftop garden.
Oh, we have
yeah.
a rooftop.
We have a
Ah.
rooftop garden.
Yeah. Who's doing it?
Miss Maggio.
Maggio.
Yeah,
yeah.
Miss Maggio.
The environmental
Yeah.
club.
That's nice.
They have like didn't they have like small gardens like on the 7th floor for a while? They had like things growing there.
on the 7th floor.
I
Yeah,
know
there's
they
like-
have
you know how
like
there's, like, plants and
basil.
stuff?
Yeah,
and
they have a lot of stuff there.
Yeah.
And just like Stuy culture with the iced coffees in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's that's everyone
I
in
had
New
one
York.
this
Yeah,
morning.
but like
Terry's iced
I don't know.
coffee?
I
No,
bring my
the
mug.
breakfast
Ferry,
cart.
sorry.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
Yeah. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
like I find it interesting because some people are crazy, like go be green, go environment, but then you see them in the morning with a coffee cup, and some of them have the metal straws, right? And there's still the plastic cup that.
I hear you. I
Yeah.
hear you.
Hey, at
Baby steps, though.
if you're listening to this at ferries, you can bring your own mug and they'll fill it up for you.
Oh, really?
Might even get some more a better value.
Yeah.
I'll say this, like, once in a while, okay, it's okay to get like a bottle of water if you have nothing around, but like once you turn it into a habit of like you just
Yeah.
get one every day, if you see it all added up like across a couple months, it'll be a lot of like junk.
For sure.
A lot of people get plastic bottles because like they get it in bulk. Like the parents get it in bulk.
Yeah,
they go to
yeah.
Costco. It's like
Yeah.
$5 for
That's-
like
Yeah.
24.
You know when they gave out swell
insane.
bottles last year?
Mm-hmm.
I think that was really cool. I still use mine.
That's like a weapon. The swell bottle.
Oh yeah.
The swell bottle.
I haven't like said this to many people, but like I got jumped once, and the kid hit me in the head with the swell bottle.
What?
Yeah. Wasn't
Like,
a fun experience.
jumped by a Stuyvesant person?
No.
Oh,
It was
okay.
like, it was pretty far away from here.
Okay.
Yeah.
What were you caught up
Like
in?
you got
Don't go.
I'm not gonna comment.
No comment.
Did you get robbed?
No.
Okay.
Like
It was like
they were trying to sell us something,
Okay.
so I didn't want to buy
Well,
it.
let's just stop it
and
there.
then, yeah. let's just end
This
it
is a
there.
story for when the mics go
They were
off.
trying to
Nah.
they're trying to sell you test prep books, right? And you're like, no, I have the test prep books at home.
Those swell bottles, though, those are the drip.
Yeah.
People were fighting over those.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And the designs, like I want the gold one.
Yeah.
There was a gold one.
I gave mine to my mom. Like I didn't want.
Aww.
Everyone got mostly the puke green one, right?
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of puke green.
Last thing about the environment, people at Stuy suck at recycling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I told my classes today. I was like, if you don't go to the climate strike, it's fine. Just like recycle something
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
Because I see kids just throw their papers into like the regular trash. The recycling bin's right next
Sorry,
to it.
Alan.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I'm not
I
gonna
mean,
say anything.
going back to what you said, like you seem to have like a pretty good like relationship with your students, kind of more than
I
like just
hope.
like teachers, like a regular teacher. Like, was it always the case, or did you develop that? Like,
I mean, well, maybe you can comment on this because you knew me
Yeah.
back in the day 2 years ago. But I would say every year I get a little bit more comfortable. And it's also been shocking to me that, like, I guess, like, I mean, I have a distinct teaching personality. It's very similar in a lot of ways to, like, my normal personality. Like, I don't think I necessarily, like, if a friend were to see me teaching, they would be like, that's totally you. But it's definitely taken a while to figure out, like I like humor, so how to integrate that, what I want to actually talk about in class. It's definitely taken some settling into. Yeah, but also, I mean, I believe I am the youngest teacher at this school. So that has, definitely facilitated a different relationship.
well, you said you were once someone once thought you were a student, right?
Oh yeah, when I proctored the SHSAT and somebody asked me if I was taking it. That was 2 years ago, and I was like, no.
The SHSAT.
The SHSAT.
So these are 8th graders.
Yeah.
They're like, I saw a freshman the other day. He was like,
I was like, there's no way
he
you
was
think
like
I'm
a
taking this
kid.
exam.
Yeah. He had this big
But
backpack
a lot
on.
of teachers have I've been called out for using my phone in the hallway
Nice.
by another teacher
Right.
who shall remain nameless.
I've got like a list of
Also-
people
Not
that-
English department.
Allie Lennard's your stunt double.
Oh, I know, and now she's gone.
Yeah, she is.
I know. Did you guys know that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a doppelganger.
Didn't she
Or I
speak
have
on
one.
the
Yeah, she
podcast, like
did.
episode 3,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, she did?
Yep.
Yeah, she said something.
Yeah, she was there.
Yeah.
So I guess like
Yeah.
going back to that, like,
Yes.
how was your first year, and also how was your first day at Stuy?
Oh my God.
That's a good question.
Oof. Yeah, this is like digging back into some memories. I was extremely stressed. Like my first year, and I hope that it wasn't evident to you, and I don't think it was, but like was really probably the most stressful year of my life. Yeah, definitely the most stressful year of my life. Just because I had no idea what it takes to be a teacher, and like I think what was the most shocking to me, and what continues to be the most shocking, like coming back from summer break every year, is that like the thing about teaching is that you're working from 8 to 3, right? Like you're working, and actually that working is almost like a performance. So it takes a lot of energy. It's like being an actor. You have to like turn it on, turn it off 5 times a day, right?
Yeah.
And then after 3, once you've worked a full day, there's still so much more to do. And so I think I like didn't necessarily process that, right? Because you have to plan for the next day.
Oh yeah.
I have to do the reading for the next day, which my first year, like I was not so familiar with a lot of the books.
Yeah, you have
I
to
didn't
read
tell
them.
you, of course,
Yeah.
but
Spark notes.
Do you read the
Well.
do you read the books beforehand once and then reread it again to teach it, or do you teach it as you go? I don't want to.
well, this is a little insider secret, Eren.
Okay.
But my first year, I had not read many of the books, and I didn't say anything to you guys. So I was just reading nightly with you. I read like some over the summer, but yeah, that summer I was like moving, so I just didn't prepare that much. So I read a lot of the things like alongside you. So then like after school, right, like 3:35, school's over, then I have to read, and I have to read for 2 classes, so I have to read like 40, 50 pages. And then I have to plan the lesson. And my first year I had nothing. Now I have all my lessons, except if I were to do a new book. But like I have basic stuff that I want to talk about.
Can I comment that your Google
Yeah.
Drive is really organized?
Thank you. You
Yeah.
have seen my Google Drive. Yeah.
It is organized.
It has to be.
Yeah.
But I mean, a lot of teachers don't use Google Drive as
Right.
well. But yeah. And that just like came to be over the course of time. So you have to plan for the next day, you have to read. And then once grading starts, like, you know, this is the thing that I'm still bad at because I'm not good at time management. But like, ideally, I think people would try to grade like 10 papers a day. Each paper takes 15, 20 minutes.
15 minutes.
I think that's
So
a good amount.
add it up.
If I were a teacher, I wouldn't spend that much time.
I
But I don't know what
mean-
it takes to be a
Like,
teacher.
imagine reading these essays, and they're so like, no offense to Stuy. Well,
Hey.
I mean, they're not the best, and you
What
got
do you mean?
you have to read.
I
them.
mean, there's a lot that's amazing.
Oh, there are good ones, I will admit, but I mean, like,
Well, I
there's
feel
also
like
a lot of bad ones.
When I had you, like a lot of the,
Yeah.
like most of the assignments you gave out were like extremely creative. So I think that's what kind of, I guess with at least with our class, my class,
Yeah.
my class, compelled a lot of us to like really go all out on the essays.
Especially any of
Good.
Yeah.
any current seniors had
Thank
her
you.
junior year. The thesis paper, the last assignment you gave, the interview one, or
Yeah, where you interview someone about the American
Yeah.
dream. Yeah.
that was really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely try. I mean, also, I want to read, like, I want to give an assignment that I'm going to want to read.
Yeah.
So my first year, like, I've definitely changed a lot of the assignments for my first year because some of them I was like, okay, this is like kind of boring to read for me, or it's happened to me that I give a prompt and then like a lot of the essays are the same, and then I'm like, you know, crap, like I gotta just fix that for next year or change it for next year so that it's like more open so I can get more of a variety of responses. Because yeah, I mean like if there's a thesis paper, imagine like a thesis paper about the Odyssey. There's a lot to say about the Odyssey, of course. I love the Odyssey. I love the Odyssey. It's amazing. But you know, how many things can you say about Penelope? So you end up reading a lot of papers about Penelope that are, you know, feminist papers, and they're all great, but it can get repetitive.
Yeah.
And I have like 160, 170.
Yeah,
Is there a
people.
I'd want to blow my brains out, like reading 150 of those.
It's a lot.
Jesus
It's a lot.
Christ, yeah.
And also, I think something that's surprised me about teaching that I'm sure you guys understand is that there's like a big emotional investment,
Oh yeah.
which is interesting for me, I think, at this point in my life, because, you know, I'm young. I just turned 25. 25. Yeah, a quarter of a century. So I'm young and have like, you know, very few real life responsibilities compared to people who have families and whatever. So I think I'm definitely more inclined to emotionally invest because like I have
Yeah.
that energy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy. I mean, like, I know you guys very well. Like, you know, I know a lot about your lives, and yeah. So that was definitely something that was surprising too.
Is there like a favorite book you want to do? Like something that, you know, brings the most emotion out of your work?
I since coming here, I've found a lot of books that have like changed my life that I didn't read prior to being here. So I feel really good about that. I mean, there are certain books that I'm definitely gonna do like every year. I'm definitely trying to shift my syllabus like more in a direction that it addresses like gender, sexuality, race. Those are things that I want to talk about.
Like
So
relevant topics, right?
yeah. Yeah.
Makes sense.
So that's yeah.
Yeah. I mean, as much as I like classic books, like sometimes they're like the message they bring out is like it doesn't pertain to the modern day. I mean, it may say a lot about humans in general. Like I think
But that's
everyone
good
should-
too.
yeah.
Like if you read something and you're like, "Whoa, this was so messed up in this time period,"
Yeah.
and like we've made so many changes, or like we haven't made enough changes. Like things resemble what life was like in Arthur Miller's world, like way too much. Like maybe
Yeah.
we should make changes. Yeah.
I think we might have talked about something similar in like Friends' podcast.
Yeah.
About like my only like kink with like European literature is like it's like really old timey and doesn't really,
Yeah.
like it doesn't really relate to what we're addressing like today, and like that may like push a few kids away and here and there. That's what pushed me away, but there's a lot of people who also enjoy it very much.
I also think it's like the level of like literature.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like if it's like Shakespeare, I guess it's like hard to connect with.
Mm-hmm.
I actually just finished Hamlet. I found it kind of funny
Oh, Hamlet's amazing.
how they all just die in the end.
Yesterday we were in this room and Alan just yelled, "Why is everyone dying?"
yeah.
I also did do a soliloquy for Hamlet.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Now
For
it's
who?
for Mr. Henderson.
Henderson. Yeah.
But now, see, I don't know if I told you about my like little catch-22.
no.
We can talk about that later.
Okay.
So now I have to like, now I'm kind of inspired to learn like the opening scene of the Catch-22 miniseries, which is
Oh.
where it's just like George Clooney pretending to be a general. Well, he's playing the general,
Okay.
and he's just yelling at his like, what is it called?
Cadets.
Squadron. Yeah.
Oh.
It's like, why can you not walk a straight line? Why can you not turn
Oh, so that's what it is.
a 90-degree angle? Why?
Yeah.
After
you
11
say that
weeks.
to me
Wait, connect
sometimes.
this to Hamlet?
I have to do a soliloquy, which is like
Yeah.
Anything?
like what one of it. I think.
Wait, of anything?
No, no.
from Hamlet.
Yeah, from Act 3, Scene 3.
Okay. Okay.
I'm the king, and I have a
Ooh.
really cool, because Henderson's letting me do whatever I want for the soliloquy.
Henderson's amazing.
Yep.
I remember my.
And-
Sorry.
No. And then I have a really grand vision, but I have to remember the lines first.
That is true.
So lines first, and then grand vision.
So this is something that like people in the English department talk about a lot because I think it's pretty agreed upon that like the literature you encounter junior year in American literature is like maybe more accessible or like an easier, you know, quote unquote easier level of literature than the literature that you encounter in European lit because you're doing all this like old stuff that's really hard. I feel like, I mean, I understand it. I am sure people in my class right now are like, you know, I hate the Odyssey. Why are we doing this? If they feel that way, though, they're hiding it well, so that's good. But I think, like, old stuff is really relevant. I don't know. I mean, I try to make it relevant. But I really just feel like it's crazy to see where we've come from and, like, where certain... especially like, I mean, I'm thinking about the Odyssey right now, but like in terms of gender, right? Like where certain like gender stereotypes come from and like it's all the way back in ancient Greece.
true.
And that's crazy.
Yeah, and in Western political thought, we're reading like Plato's works. and it's
Nice.
super interesting.
Yeah.
How they thought back then, and you know just how it kind of created how we think now, and we have like super weird discussions about like morals and like existentialism.
Yeah, totally.
But I wanted to say like for at least with junior year, I like I really liked Grapes of Wrath.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes. Grapes of Wrath was such an important book for me, which
Yeah.
I like definitely tried to convey to you guys at the time, but that was the first time I had read it.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if I told you that.
No, you didn't.
And politically for me, and I don't know, you can let me know if you felt this way too, but like it definitely has shaped my politics,
Yeah.
like my actual real life politics.
I don't want to admit this, but I've never read it.
I mean, I had never read it until last year.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's a huge investment. I mean, it took us like so
A long
long.
time, yeah.
It took us really long,
I
but
mean, with John Steinbeck, right?
Yeah.
I loved Of Mice and Men.
yeah, so
and,
you would.
The
Oh, yeah,
Pearl
we
was
read
pretty
that in
good.
middle school.
Yeah.
He's
but-
amazing. And this is just like the first book ever that was like, America's really unequal, right? Like people don't have equal opportunities. And it's different today. It's not the Okies.
Right.
It's not people like, you know, it's not the same population, or maybe it even is, but you can apply that to so many other things that are going on right now. So that was an important book for
Yeah.
me.
And then you also like kind of sparked a weird Arthur Miller phase in me.
Yeah, I did. I have an Arthur Miller phase of my own.
Yeah.
But
well,
I'm glad.
It stemmed from 21 Pilots. That's where they got their name from All My Sons.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so 21 Pilots, All My Sons.
You know, I haven't listened much to 21 Pilots,
Yeah,
but
it was
should I? All right.
Alan's not too much into.
I mean, no,
politics.
I remember all their songs.
Oh, 21
I've definitely
Pilots?
heard a
Yeah.
lot of it.
It's a very middle school
Oh,
phase.
It's
I
so
think.
middle
Would you like to
school.
sing one for us?
I'll do it later. I'll do it at the open mic or something.
Yeah.
But then A View Under the Bridge. I think.
I'm actually going to see that Sunday.
Really? That's
With
awesome.
Miss Weller and Mr. Hannon
Nice.
on a barge
Whoa.
in Red Hook, which is where it takes place.
That's a nice crowd.
Yeah. It's a good crowd. Good crew. Squad.
Yeah, no, I remember, like, I forget when we read it. I think it was Thanksgiving break. I think I read the entire book in one night.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Yeah, it was
It's
just like
so good.
I was like, whoa.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like for me, the books that I've read here have really changed me as a person. So I hope that it's done the same for like the people that I've taught.
I mean, one suggestion, like, I think that as maybe an elective, I think a cool idea would be Latin American literature. I think there's a lot of good books. Like, going back to what Alan said, the only book I've read in, like, one day straight is 100 Years of Solitude.
Loved it.
It's hard to understand, kind of, but, like, when I got into, like, this phase, I got into this mode, and I was like, oh, kind of, like, started picking up, and then I just, like blasted through it. And also just, like, Don Quixote, like, other classics. There's a lot of good writers. I don't know, just a suggestion, but
Yeah, there's a world literature class that just started this year with Miss Weller. And yeah, that's a really good idea.
yeah.
I also think like an LGBTQ literature class,
that's very
we need that.
Yeah.
In Mr. Friend's Women's Voices class, which I take now, I think for like issues like that, he goes in pretty deep. You know, it's a class I definitely recommend if to a lot of people.
Yeah.
It actually hits pretty close to home because, at least in this school, you know, if you spend like 40 minutes in the senior atrium, you'll hear the word gay or like fag thrown around as an insult many times. And, you know, obviously they're not targeting a specific person or anything,
Yeah.
but the fact that those words are used in a derogatory sense is in itself, you know,
Totally.
it's
I
a whole
mean,
like teen thing, but
Totally. And
Yeah.
like I don't even I don't even necessarily hold that against someone if they're going to say that, because language is tough, right? And people speak without intention all the time and say things that
Don't really mean.
yeah, totally. And or say things that they've heard, or say things that they, or they feel awkward and they just like come out with something. But like I know my generation is doing this and I know your generation is going to do this too, but just like working really intentionally to shift the language, like not only with that stuff, with like pronouns. I don't know if you guys saw, but they was
Right.
added to the dictionary
Oh, that's
as a
awesome.
personal pronoun, which is cool. And so just like making a shift and like being able, it's really hard because we grew up with something like they. I grew up with people telling me like, you cannot say they. That's plural.
yeah, and it's in like grammar books and everything.
Exactly. And it's like drilled into me. But if you just focus and like speak slower and just it's hard, but I agree with you. Yeah. Just shift the language.
Yeah.
But language is hard.
Yeah.
But it's also everything, right? Like communication is everything.
Yeah. That's weird.
What's
yeah.
the purpose of life if you're not going to communicate and connect with other people? That's why
Yeah.
English is the most important subject.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely
Drop that bomb.
throughout the years. I think the English department
No,
and the
English
math
most.
department. Math departments, they're both, I think, the best departments at Stuy. Sorry to the other.
Burn to everybody
But
else
no,
from
all
Eren.
departments are great. I
Departments
just
really
think those are really, like,
Roasted.
I think every teacher is great, and
Yeah.
there's a lot
Definitely.
to be like. There's a lot of skills
Well,
to be learned.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give a quick shout out to Sarah Stebbins, who I've seen on Facebook a lot advocating for this. So a lot of kids in the like advice groups on Facebook who are more STEM oriented. It's interesting because for them they take STEM AP classes because they want to take it. So like be it AP Calc BC or Physics C, or the post APs like multivariate calculus or complex whatever it is. They take those classes because they want to take it. But then it's interesting with AP Gov or AP English, they take it for the AP label.
Really?
So it's interesting that it's that mentality is applied to the STEM classes, but not the English classes, because they think that the I don't know, I guess for them they think that the APs, like the humanities APs, are just kind of easier to tackle or experience to deal with. And what Sarah was saying was that it's kind of unfair that you're putting all of the STEM APs on this pedestal, and then you're kind of just taking the English APs or the humanities APs for the sake of it. And it's, she gets, and I get this too, that it's a mostly STEM oriented school, but, it's still a weird issue because no one takes BC Calc, or I guess most people don't take BC Calc for like an easy grade or whatever. They do it because they want to challenge themselves, and it's not exactly the same with English or Gov or whatever.
Here's the thing is like, if I think back to my high school, I remember nothing from calc or math class.
Yeah.
I mean, I have certain skills that I hope remained, although I'm like can't even calculate a tip on a check. But I distinctly remember like not only specific literature that I read in English, but also like specific conversations that I had in English class that I was like, whoa, I had never thought about that before. So my thing is like, look, it's a math science high school. I'm talking to, I think, 3 like pretty balanced people who, well, you are like people who can enjoy both. But my thing with the humanities is just like, I think humanities teach you how to be a human.
For
and
sure.
Like I would be a much worse human if I like didn't read as much and didn't talk to people and didn't like try to empathize with people.
Yeah. And not only that, I think, at least my experience in Stuy has made me more, I guess, capable or like more confident just speaking and presenting to a crowd.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And so important.
And, I could be biased because I'm like a senior and like, seniors rule, but like,
They do.
I don't know. I like it. It's less of a, I guess, burden or, like I feel comfortable addressing a crowd or like sharing in class or whatever. And not all people, like just like in general, have that sense of comfort. And it's frustrating because, even with like quiet people, you get to talk to them a lot in class or whatever. You find that a lot of people are super interesting. And like I wish they shared more of that. And some of them are super weird too, and I love weird people.
Oh yeah, everyone at this school is really weird.
Yeah,
literally
like,
everyone.
It's
Aaron's
awesome.
like, not me. Yeah,
No,
okay.
no.
Yeah, sure. You are.
I think everyone at Stuy, even to be here, is like kind of like I don't want to sound pretentious, but you're kind of different than most people.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just
Yeah.
high schoolers. I don't want to like, put other, people at like,
It's a high pressure environment with
Yeah.
like independently motivated people.
it definitely shapes you well. Like I don't know how it shapes you, but it shapes you in some way. Like it makes you hardworking. It makes you, I would say, pretty good with people.
Like you guys feel ready for college.
Yeah,
I mean, I
I
guess
mean,
you
yeah.
have to judge when you get there, but
You're in like a school with like all these smart people, and like I guess I mean I have to feel smart, like in a way. I mean,
Yeah.
not being like
you should.
yeah, but like okay, you get what I mean. But like yeah, you're in the school with all these smart people, and you got to keep up with them. You gotta like they work hard, so you got to work hard too. And we live in, I mean, we're in this kind of competitive environment. I think everyone in Stuy understands that. Like it or not, we are in that kind of like setting. And yeah, it changes you as a person because you got to know you got to keep up with these people, and it's like you can't really slack. It's not there's no room in the school for slacking.
I think,
Yeah.
like if any freshmen have actually listened this far, like the biggest thing is, at least for me, like I came in as thinking that I could just kind of coast at this school. 100% change that attitude if you have it. Like kids are working hard, always
what
feel like,
happened to me.
always go that extra mile no matter what you do. Even if your other classmates aren't, do it for yourself. Like you signed up to come to this school for a reason. Like you didn't study like months for the SHSAT, wrote Stuyvesant as your first choice for no reason. And like don't complain about how hard it is, just kind of like develop the skills that'll make you, successful.
Yeah, I agree. High
Yeah.
school is hard.
I also want to say that it's like, I don't know, for me, my journey, I've, made a bunch of like whoopsies, but I think,
Good.
yeah,
You
those,
need them.
so far, they've been pretty helpful. Like, I've decided to take a PCS for some reason, because I thought,
Ooh.
but
Wait,
then,
last year?
yeah, last year.
Okay.
And I realized, you know what, this isn't for me.
Good for you.
So,
It helps though.
Ye-
Not learning. That,
right.
yeah.
And, I did feel overwhelmed in the class and all of that stuff, but I think looking back at it, it was good.
I think
Yeah, really good to know.
Yeah.
I think like doing bad in classes is also like a good way to like learn what you want to do in the future, because like before we have a CS program in the school, and like before I took the class, I considered it as like a possible like future, and I was like, oh, I could probably become a computer science engineer or something like that. Took the class. Disgusting. I hated it.
You're like, nope.
No, definitely not doing this. I didn't do well in the class. I didn't really enjoy it. Probably was my fault, right? People do love it. And I know people who do love CS, but found out it wasn't for me, and I just crossed that off the list. I mean, like,
That's a good thing.
yeah. I think of it as like, in the long run, I think it was a good thing, because I generally just grew as a person, and I knew what I wanted to do, I guess.
Yeah.
What I didn't want to do, and it helped
Yeah.
me find out what I wanted to do.
If it's any consolation, I felt like high school was much harder than college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That's a relief to a lot of us.
Yeah, I do.
like, how was your high school experience?
My high school, well, I grew up in the suburbs, and I would say like similar level of competition, but much smaller.
Really?
Yeah.
Level?
Similar, yeah. Less, but similar.
Was it a big school?
Small. So
Okay.
it's like this super intense, really small school, 140 kids in my grade.
So everyone knows each
I
other.
knew everybody. I knew everybody since like kindergarten.
Was it like a K through 12?
It was like K through 6, and then 2 elementary schools combined, and then high school was 7 through 12.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was
7 through
intense. 7 through 12. So like 7th grade, I walked into high school. There were like bearded dudes walking around, like seniors. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
But I definitely, it was a competitive high school, and I felt prepared for college when I got to college. And I definitely worked less hard in college than I did in high school.
Did you play softball in high school?
I played softball. in
I
high school.
remember, I forget
Yeah.
what it was that you shared.
First base. Oh, because
No.
you know what, Allie
No,
played
it was
softball?
it was one of the assignments that you gave us. I
Oh, and I
forget
said
the
something
I
about
think you
it?
said you played basketball, right?
No, I didn't
you
play
didn't play
basketball. I'm
basketball?
just tall.
It
I'm
was-
terrible at basketball.
was
But I
the
played volleyball.
Oh, that was,
Yeah.
the first semester final project.
and I mentioned it.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was an athlete. No longer.
Oh, I just had a question that popped up in my head. Does if I say high school drama, does that like ring a bell?
Like drama from high school
Yeah.
that I experienced.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, does that?
I mean, you're shoved in a school with 140.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Does that go
It's
away
gonna
after high school? in a
Well,
sense?
interestingly, a lot of my good friends now, or like I have a group of really good friends that's just like these people from high school who I'm still close with. And it's a weird relationship, definitely, because like I've known them since I was 5, but we've all changed so much. And like sometimes I feel like our changes are at different paces, but we don't have any drama anymore. I had a high school reunion 2 years ago. It was my 5-year high school reunion, and it was weird. Like
Yeah.
it was weird. No drama.
Did you guys settle in by homeroom when you walked in?
I know, right? It was a weird experience, and just like seeing people interact who, you hadn't seen in a long time, and everyone's just like fronting, like with their job and whatever.
Yeah,
So
I
that
have a
doesn't
six-figure
change.
salary.
Was there anyone
Like kind of.
like showing off a car or something or any of
Not
that
a
stuff?
car. I mean, it was at a bar in New York. So
Oh,
no like
okay,
car.
okay.
Yeah, in the city. It was like in
Alright.
Soho.
I
But
thought it was like in the school.
no.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we have one of those for a bit. This was like someone organized it. Everyone showed up at this bar,
Okay, yeah.
and everyone was just like,
Cool.
gassing themselves up a little
Yeah.
bit, just like talking about their jobs.
I mean, are people doing like things you didn't expect?
I would say a lot of people are doing things that I expected and kind of maybe hoped they weren't gonna do.
Oh.
Or just like I hoped they were gonna do something like better for the world, or like
I see what you
like, or people that I knew from like an art class who then like no shade to any profession, but like ended up not at all pursuing anything artistic related, and I was
Like
like,
a-
oh, but I loved your art so much.
Like a
the-
Pam from The Office?
Yeah, like kind of like that,
Oh,
except
Pam.
Oh, that's
yeah, yeah, like that. I would say
Okay, yeah. Like they chase the bag. They chase the money.
they chase the money.
they did?
Exactly.
Oh,
That's what
yeah.
I mean. Exactly. Like people who, like a bunch of people, just sort of ended up.
They didn't do what
I would say
wanted.
consulting. Just like so many people were like, I'm consulting, and I was like,
That's such a weird job.
it's like
by
on
the way.
what? Like you're just making money.
Yeah. And when people say advisor, like for what?
Right.
Oh, I'll tell you what cereal's the
Just
best.
like finance,
don't
and then it's
even
like
know
what? Like
Like as an
What do you mean?
advisor, like I don't even know what I'm gonna do myself. Like,
yeah,
jeez.
consulting is a big one for people just out of college.
Has anyone from your high school got married?
Um,
Together?
Interestingly, I don't think yet. I actually just heard from an ex-boyfriend, and he told me that he's getting married,
Oh.
which was like, I mean, totally fine, and I don't care, but I was like, whoa, like you're 25.
That's very, especially for now. It's
Right.
nowadays.
Yeah.
Like that could have been me.
No.
Glad it's not.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think it's like starting to happen. I'm hoping it doesn't like really start to happen for a couple more
I
years.
mean, people are growing. They're probably trying to settle in soon, I guess. I
Yeah.
mean, you're still 25.
But I'm
That's-
25.
that's pretty
Yeah,
young,
it's
yeah.
young. It's young.
Yeah.
I know it sounds old to you guys. Like I would have thought that was so old at your age, but
I mean,
it's like most of my friends are really figuring out their lives at this point.
I mean, you're like less than a decade over us. Like,
Yeah.
There are teachers in the school who are like 4 decades.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
I
Most
mean,
people have
it's not that
families.
much, yeah. So
Yeah.
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 It's like that. All right. You have any other questions you want to ask?
Did you get all of these?
I think we're good.
You're good.
Is there any message that you want to say?
Any message?
Wait, there are things
Oh,
I
yeah.
wanted to talk about.
Oh, what?
Alan, bring it.
Keep
Okay.
going.
Well, how often do you listen to music?
Oh,
Oh, I listen to a lot of music, as I'm sure you guys know.
Who's your
Like
favorite artist?
every day.
that's a hard question.
That is
Oh,
a
it's a-
really hard question.
It is a hard question, but like,
Um,
who do
I,
you find yourself listening to most right now?
right now, I'm listening to a lot of rap. Do you know Earl Sweatshirt?
Yeah.
Okay.
His new album?
Oh,
So weird,
Eren.
though. So
no,
weird.
it's so good.
It's
oh
so
my god.
weird.
The 22-minute album, some rap songs, yeah.
Yeah, like
It's
songs
22
are a
minutes.
minute, and
Yeah.
There's
Hey,
this
Aaron, you said you like weird, right?
hole
I
in the
like
ground
weird, but
artist called
sometimes I don't like.
Standing on the Corner.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Alan,
And then
are you kidding?
I'm not kidding.
Oh my God. I was going to say my favorite artist is Standing on the Corner.
Really?
Yeah.
Side X is such a weird.
It's so good.
It's so weird and so.
Okay,
Man,
so
I can't relate to
let me
any
lay it
artist.
down
I'm
for
gonna
you.
have to
Okay.
search them up.
Let me lay it down for you.
Please.
So, these people are all around my age. In LA, there's the Earl Sweatshirt crew.
Yeah.
Earl Sweatshirt.
Tyler, the creator. I think.
Yeah, I guess
Like
Tyler's
Odd
sort of
Future?
in that. Yeah, like the Odd Future kind of crew. Like a couple of them live in LA. And then there's like this New York counterpart to Earl Sweatshirt, which is Standing on the Corner. And Standing on the Corner has like a whole ensemble as well. Also, this rapper named Mike. He's like the New York
Just Mike.
Mike. This
Okay.
other guy, Midhani. So there are all these like, and they all like collaborate as well. So like they're on each other's songs.
It's like a YouTube group.
Kind of, yeah. And this guy Standing on the Corner, his name is Gio Escobar. He went to New School. He is just like, I mean, I think literally the most talented musician I've ever heard. And the album that Alan's talking about is, it has no songs. So it's just side X, side Y. And each side is like, I don't know.
30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
And you just listen all the way through.
Oh.
And yeah, seriously, one of the greatest albums of all time.
The first time I heard it, I was at my friend's house and we were just
How do you know about
making
him?
art. I don't know. You know what? It was probably on your playlist.
Oh,
you made
it
for-
was.
It
Yeah,
probably
it was.
Yeah. And
Oh my God, that makes me so happy.
we were just
I made a
making
playlist.
we were making art
Alright.
and we
Yeah.
heard this song or like we thought it was a song, but then it kept going. And I was like, whoa.
I know. I know.
And then I must have listened to it like 4 times the next day.
I have
was
listened to that album just like so many times.
Yeah.
Okay, so I love him. Also, there's this rapper Tierra Whack.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
know her?
my friend showed her to me.
She made an album that's all 1 minute
Yeah,
rap
me and Aaron are
songs.
just
Yeah,
here, like,
14
heard of
minutes.
Sarah.
Exactly 1 minute.
And the music video on YouTube for that is really good too.
Yeah, she's really weird. I think she's like 24. She's like super art.
1, 2,
artsy.
Wait, was it 1, 2, 3 ABC? It goes like A, B, yeah.
Exactly. A, B, C. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. So yeah, I've been listening to a lot of rap.
Okay.
One of our friends actually saw Frank Ocean
Oh
the
yeah.
other day.
What?
Yeah,
Like in person?
in person
Yeah.
in New York.
What?
He
Yeah,
like dapped
I
him
know.
up and everything.
What?
Yeah.
Where?
It was in Chinatown.
Oh my god.
Yeah, yeah. He was on his bike apparently.
Oh my god.
And he just
chilling.
walked
Well,
up
we
to him and
know-
was
I
like,
would die.
he just walked up to him and was like, "Hey, are you Frank?" And he's like, "Yeah."
That's outrageous.
And then he's
Oh
like,
my
"What's
god.
up?" And he's like, "Yo, I love your music, man."
Oh my god.
And right
what
now-
color is his hair now?
It's green, right?
Oh.
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Our friend group has a really big split on Frank Ocean. Some of us love him, some of us hate him.
Greatest of all time.
Yeah, maybe.
though?
My friend, her mom is actually friends with the owner of the record label that Frank split up with.
Oh.
So she has conflicting opinions on Frank.
I mean,
but you know,
the way that he releases stuff, you
Yeah.
gotta stan him. You know,
Right.
you gotta stan him to be there for the releases.
Yeah.
Because, well, have you listened to the podcast that's about Frank Ocean?
the Dissect podcast. No,
Yeah.
I haven't gotten around to it.
It's
But
really interesting because
yeah.
they talk about the fact that he didn't release anything for like 3 years, and then he claimed he was going to release something, and then he didn't,
Right.
and then he released 2 albums at this, or 3 albums at the same time, or something like that. I think 2.
I think it was what, Channel Orange and then Blonde.
Yeah, so he Channel Orange and then Blonde, and
That
then
was a
this
big
other
gap.
one called
Endless, yeah.
Yeah, and they were all, and those 2 were at the same time. So, and now he hasn't released anything for like 3 years.
he also worked. I don't know. I probably told
One
you
for
this.
every year.
He worked with
Yeah.
Tom Sachs.
Oh, I like Tom Sachs.
Who's my like
You showed me
all-time
this.
favorite artist. Yeah.
Yeah. They did like a chair or something.
Yeah, and he
Yeah.
does like weird stuff.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
Yeah, and then I was gonna say something. One of my friends, the one I was talking to you about, who's connected to Frank Ocean, or mom, I just learned it this morning. Her aunt dated the guy who wrote the Hallelujah song. I forgot his name.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, but
The-
she.
Hallelujah song.
I know.
Hallelujah.
No,
Yeah.
not. I don't know if it's that
The-
one.
That's
it's-
what I was saying.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like that's crazy. Like
That's
everyone
cool.
sings.
He's
that.
on Spotify. I don't know. I forgot his.
See, like
Man, everyone's
What's the
on
genre
Spotify.
of
We're on
music?
Spotify.
It's.
You do
fine.
Spotify? I
Yeah,
do
we're on
Spotify.
Spotify.
it's fine. It's
Yeah.
fine. Wait, use my phone.
I mean, it's so cool being on Spotify. Like when this first released, I was like, oh my god.
Well, by the
Yeah.
way, and
Following on
something that I told my
Spotify.
classes last year is that, first of all, I know nothing about music. I don't play an instrument. I can't read music. I know nothing about music theory. I only listen to it. But Spotify has like changed my life
There's just everything
because
on
it has everything, but also it suggests things to you.
Yeah.
So like you're like, oh, I like standing on the corner, and then you go to the page, and then like it lists 10 other people that you might like. So then you just go and listen to those people and see if you like them, and that is the way that I like got into music.
See, like
Yeah.
That's it.
my playlist, I restart a playlist every year, right? And I put like stuff from like my last year's playlist, a little bit of it, into my new one, and then like it's pretty short at first, and I let it play out, and then after the playlist ends, it goes into like some of the suggested, and I let it go through that, and then sometimes
you
I
add.
skip
It's
the
like
song.
fishing for songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then sometimes you hear something like, "Yo, this is really, really good." And then
Yeah.
you add it onto the playlist, and it changes your suggested, and it finally like, it makes this thing, and I don't know, it's
It's amazing.
yeah, it's really nice. I'm like kind of proud of it, you
Yeah.
know.
I agree.
I do mine based on like moods,
yeah, I
and-
remember
and
you
then-
saying that.
Yeah.
I have like 3 different playlists.
and then
for, like,
always
how I feel.
you always have to like, you always have to give them a weird name. You can't do a normal.
Yeah,
name.
you need a weird name.
Yeah, you can't do.
I made this gigantic playlist for my classes last year
Yeah.
that has like, I don't know, 300 songs on it. It's just like everything that I played over the course of the year / things that I liked that were explicit that I didn't play.
My-
I have like a weird system. Like before I always listen to music in the morning first thing, like as I leave my house.
Like headphones.
Headphones, yeah.
Mhm.
When
And I
shower.
know the song when I wake up that I want to listen to. It's weird. Like I know every day
That's
it's
a
different.
thing.
Yeah, and then after that song finishes, I know the second song that I want. I know the third song. Like
So
I know
you
how
like
to,
cherry pick.
I know how to like continue the vibe.
It's just on the queue all the time.
The
No,
other
cu-
thing,
sometimes like, but like, and then I get to school and then I'm like, yeah, you know, like I don't.
done.
Yeah, it's weird. Like I can never just have a playlist and just listen to it because the songs will get repetitive.
I know what
like
you
it has to
mean.
be constantly
See,
fresh.
I'm like kind of similar, but like kind of different. I have a song I have to play, like the last song I got to play right before I go into school.
It's the same.
Oh yeah,
Like-
that's true.
Or
yeah,
you know
like-
what you need.
No, it's not the same. Like it's just I know what I need. It's like how based off how I'm
Yeah,
feeling. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Because that last song, you're
Right
gonna
when
be
you're-
humming it during school, right? And you want to have that in your head, but you don't want like a bad song in your
Yeah,
head.
that
I
starts
think-
your day.
Yeah. So like I just have like
Or you could just sing throughout the day.
Or you could just come to my class because I play music all day.
I'll just pop in every once.
Pop
in. a
in, pop in.
while. But yeah,
Like walk to a hallway. Sorry, I need a 30-second music break.
Yeah, just
and then I'll
pop
head out.
in.
like today, like
Like
I
sit down,
think the
write
last
the aim,
song.
and then leave.
Right.
They need to put speakers in the staircases and pump like music,
Alan, that sounds like something
like a
you could do.
senior.
That's like
prank.
a- that's like
Senior
a-
project.
Yeah.
People would steal.
Alan, you have a lot of ideas for
Stuff,
Stuy.
man.
We should
Yeah.
talk with Mr. Contreras about him.
Oh yeah,
The
Alan has
cafeteria.
already changed Stuy more than Stuy knows.
thank you.
I will say that.
Mr. Contreras is just gonna be like, what the hell is wrong
I-
with this kid?
I don't think anyone knows like how much Alan has done.
No.
I saw parts of it, but
Does Alan even know?
I think Alan knows. Yeah, I
Well,
think Alan knows.
Do you want to go into it, or
I mean,
Are you-
nah.
I mean, it's more. It seems like more of a
Yeah.
showing thing, just
Yeah.
because like I saw Alan's like workstation, the sound booth.
the booth? Yeah.
The booth.
Yeah,
and
we're in there sometimes.
I didn't see it before, but I'm assuming it was really bad before, and
Oh yeah, there was.
now it's like
yeah.
very
a very
organized,
nice
and also
place.
like Alan knows exactly what is needed, and yeah,
This room used to be a junk drawer.
really.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like a couple days.
Now
ago,
it's
too.
what is it for music stuff?
They're actually,
They're making a studio, right?
yeah, they're this whole production there's a whole project to make this space into a production studio,
Oh,
and they have like acoustical engineers,
that would be
Dante
amazing.
experts. Dante's this like network audio thing.
Mhm.
like sound engineers that are gonna come in step by step and like design the space.
That would
And
be really cool.
Do you
Yeah.
have like any ideas of what they're gonna do after they make it?
They're probably just gonna have like a recording studio type of space,
I know, but like,
Yeah.
what's gonna be recorded?
whatever kids want. I guess.
Yeah,
a
like you could just
podcast?
come a podcast, or you could just like come with a band.
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I've always imagined. So there's this
Come with Frank Ocean.
Yeah, there's this YouTube channel called Postmodern Jukebox, and they do like 50s covers of like, current songs. And I've always just imagined like having that in here.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I'm also organizing this Tiny Desk concerts.
Are you?
Yeah.
That's so
concerts?
cool.
So
I
like
seen that on Facebook.
yeah,
but I
nothing
forgot
nothing to do
ask
with
you, yeah.
nothing to do with NPR, but just having
yeah.
having like the same type of setup.
That would be so cool.
And just having kids perform.
Yeah.
Like in the atrium, it's chill. There's no pressure. I probably won't record it, or only with their consent, because some people like it, some people don't.
Yeah.
And you just have a
That's like open mic, except like a more specific place for
Right.
music.
exactly.
I like that a lot.
And we're still in the works. We still need more people to sign up, but
Sign up.
But it's
Why
like
wouldn't you?
super exciting.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Tiny desktop concerts are so cool.
Yep. Oh, I just went to a Daniel Caesar concert.
Oh, how was
This
it?
It was good. There were this like, I don't know how old she was, but this woman behind me kept saying like, "Fuck me, Daniel," and it was
Oh
like,
wow.
it was kind of
She
a
was just going for it.
yeah. But we were like,
All right.
we were on the mezzanine, so like
shoot your shot.
didn't
right?
even work.
Yeah, shoot your shot. Go
But-
for it.
It kind of got annoying, but it was a nice the lighting was so good. It was
See, only
So
Alan.
Alan. So Alan.
it was
All right, wait. Before you go on, what would you rate the lights in this room?
Bad.
these are just normal
The lights in this school
you gotta
are
rate
very
them.
bad.
are offensive.
What we're
Yeah.
So, what we're so
But-
good
They're
about the
fluorescent.
Daniel
But
Caesar-
this was the first concert or any like live event where the lighting just kind of like blew me away more than the music.
Really?
Yeah, Daniel Caesar is an incredible artist by all means. I did mention that colorist thing.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not sure about
I'm
that.
interested.
I still have to
in
do some
that.
Googling about that. But the lighting design was just amazing. And they had projections, and then they had lights from the back. So the band was actually behind the like scrim, so you couldn't see the band, but they shined lights on the band, so you can see their
Oh.
shadows. And there were these like 10 feet, 20-foot statues of them, and it just seemed like really, like they were larger than life, basically.
The things that they do at concerts these days
Oh,
are
yeah.
just insane.
And it wasn't anything obnoxious with like lasers and like things like, and like rappers always have the fog, the smoke going
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
And that's cool, but like he had like side lights shining at him, and then they would kind of like flicker, so when you looked at him it kind of looked like he was like shifting in place, but not really. And just like so many little details. I could not see the sound, the control booth, which is disappointing. But I think it was probably a grandma console, like Grandmaster console.
Sounds right to me.
yeah.
Yeah, if I had
Yeah.
to insert my expert opinion, yeah.
And now I'm going on a tangent.
We're going to end up seeing each other at a concert at some
Probably.
point.
I was disappointed that they were using JBL speakers. I thought they would use something more high end. But
KRKs.
yeah,
That's that's the only thing I know. That's the only thing I know.
Those are like studio speakers.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's wrong with the JBL?
Oh, come on.
I mean, I don't know any of this stuff.
JBL's like
I'm gonna.
mid
you wrong.
tier.
It's mid-tier,
Yeah.
okay?
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
was
can't believe I didn't know
I was
that.
expecting QSC or D&B or something like that. It's Radio City. Come on.
You know what I love whenever like people speak very technical. There's like this
These acronyms, and I'm just
there's,
like,
this
And everyone
YouTube
else is like,
Rex Orange County's coming to Radio City.
Oh, really?
February.
oh, what's that one
He's
song?
cool.
Yeah, it's always been like a
You told me you liked him last year.
high school goal of mine to see him. He's just so
Go.
Yeah.
You're a senior.
Oh,
Go
yeah.
to all the things. You like.
Yeah, you know,
Might
it's
not be in New York next year.
yeah, it's
That's fair.
interesting about senior year. So far, I found out that I have more time as like free time as a senior.
Yeah.
The classes are more, I guess, intense. Like they're just like big brainy.
Brainy.
Like more thinking.
Yeah, like big think, you know.
Big thing.
But
Stuy senior, everyone.
But, like-
big think.
Think a lot.
but like for math, we have like optional homework. He's like he trusts us with it. He's like, if you don't get what we're learning, do the homework. But if you're like, yeah, I get this, I'm chilling, then don't do the homework.
Who's the teacher?
Mr. Smith, he's the AP.
Alan, you
I mean, it makes
transferred my
sense. Like
math
you
class.
guys,
Yeah.
you should be able to just make
Mhm.
judgment calls for
Do you have
yourself
Calc
and
AB?
Yeah.
Bro, I want to get into that class so badly.
bro.
Bro.
That's the only section, right?
Samanto's in it. Jealous.
Nice to have a pretty good teacher.
Um,
Mr. Gita.
All right. I'm not going.
And then
That's not cool.
just like I feel like as a senior you have to take the cool classes.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, the cool.
I think you
classes,
have to go all
oceanography.
out as a senior.
Yeah.
Honestly, like with your friends, socially, just like
Yeah.
this is it.
mhm.
Next year's gonna be a lot different.
Even
You're
with
gonna miss people.
even with Gov, it's like so interesting. It's like you get to talk about like just like things happening in the world, current
Who
events.
do you have for Gov?
Miss Weissman.
Oh.
Yeah. Just like
Aaron's like, can I just
Because
take
no,
your schedule?
because he had a Western political thought, which is Mr. Palazzo,
Palazzo,
and I
yeah.
have Palazzo for Gov.
Oh,
He's
okay.
amazing, and Weissman's also amazing, but I have her for criminal law.
Oh,
Yeah, I had that.
I got
last year.
I got blessed with teachers this year.
yeah.
sounds like all the teachers are just good. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish it was like that freshman. year, to
It
be
it
honest.
almost feels like this like weird transition from freshman to senior year where you're kind of like learning and then you kind of shift from learning to like learning and reflecting in a way.
And just like being a person in the world.
Yeah,
Suddenly.
exactly.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with that. Like,
Because like yeah, in freshman year you sit in I was in
Like freshman year, they're like, get a spiral notebook,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
write this header, like
Yep.
and like very specific instructions.
Right.
There's not a lot of freedom.
yeah.
like this year, I've got like you're able to choose electives now, and like
Yeah.
I have 2 English electives, and like,
Yes.
I've told a couple people, and they're like, "Are you crazy? Like, what are you doing?" Right? But like, I actually enjoy it a lot
Mhm.
because like English is my favorite subject, and
Is it?
it actually
Oh,
is. Yeah. And
that's what I like to hear.
right now I'm in
No comment from the
writers-
other two. It's fine. It's fine.
I'm in writers workshop with Mr. Francis, and like
Nice.
it's creative writing. And I really enjoy the class because I'm able to write whatever I want, and like I say a lot of shit sometimes. Like I spew out a lot of stuff, and like being able to do that on paper, really fun
Yeah.
for me, right?
It's
Yeah.
the best.
And like being creative with it, that's great. And I'm also in writing in the world, and like we get to read a book. We're reading Beowulf right now, and I'm enjoying the book so far.
Beowulf.
I'm in writing
Right,
to make
yeah.
change with Miss Toms, which is the new class and
Mm-hmm.
so I had Miss Toms as a freshman, so I was really excited to have her again.
Oh, that's such a nice
Yeah.
like full circle.
I know. And then, so I had a weird like roller coaster of emotions with this class because on the first day she was like, "Get crayons," and I was like, "Oh crap," because like as a minimalist, I was like, "Oh nuts."
Yeah, super
Um,
minimalist.
But
I
then,
forgot about that.
but then, we started getting into the class, and I was like, I could do this, and it's super cool, and we draw a lot.
Yeah, she showed me some of the stuff that you're doing.
Yeah.
It seems awesome.
Mhm. And we have our first project coming up, and I'm super excited. And again, it's like a lot of reflection, which is, I think, super beneficial as
Yeah.
kind of just like a person growing up.
Like you guys are ready for college, right? So you're just sort of making that transition into like owning your I mean, you need the year. Like you definitely get ready, but you're making the transition into just
Adulthood, I guess.
owning your education and taking responsibility for your education.
Yeah,
which is cool.
100%.
Still need to figure out how to do laundry.
You got time. You got time.
I can teach you.
Okay,
It's not
cool.
that
Yeah.
Aw, how don't you have a little laundry party
Aw.
Laundry
before you
party.
go? Yeah.
Laundry day.
I think you learn a lot about someone by their laundry.
Really?
Oof.
like what they wear, I guess, like or how they do it.
Or can't you just look at the way how they
They
do it? You
dress.
think? Well,
I think it's a whole
like if they separate.
it's like a whole thing.
I mean, you can tell a
don't
lot.
separate.
Like I've
Yeah.
seen
What
people with they just
someone
put
dresses.
everything into one. They don't even like put like enough detergent, or like if they do, they put like
That just seems
only,
wrong.
Only fabric
Wait, how can you tell?
Because I see them.
Aaron knows.
Do you spy on
You just
people?
look at them and you're
in
like,
the
oh
laundromat?
yeah.
checking up, looking to see how much detergent is in there.
Look, I'm very
Like I'm looking at you and I'm just like, yo,
I'm
I think
very
you need an
observant.
extra cup of detergent. Honestly,
like
I'm
I,
looking
I
see
feel
at
like
you
a
can
little
s-
more detergent.
Can't you see things from? I'm very observant.
I can tell when someone's shirt is dirty. Like that's easy. Like I have eyes.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, but John,
Good,
isn't it weird when
good.
someone takes a bag mixed with whites and darks, puts it into one wash,
Oh, okay,
and
yeah.
doesn't put
Okay, I'm not stupid.
Detergent, it puts
you
only
know,
fabric
Hey,
like-
softener.
Aaron, what's your astrological sign?
Aries?
Explains
What's
it.
yours?
I don't believe in that type of stuff.
Aquarius.
Ooh, I think that's why I have a little Aquarius. What are you?
Gemini.
Oh, Gemini.
Gemini?
Oh,
I'm a Gemini.
Little
I don't even know what that word
two-faced.
really means.
I'm Virgo.
See, I don't know what any of this means.
Yeah, me
I
neither.
know. I am just starting to get into it, so I know what it all means.
Do you have
Aries,
CoStar
I
on
see
your
that
phone?
for you. I have CoStar.
Yeah.
You should get CoStar, the app,
Yeah.
and you put in your birth time.
See, now I'm scared.
And
of
then the way that it works is basically like there are 3 signs that like compose you. So there's your Gemini, your Aries, right? That's your main one. And then there's one that people perceive you as.
We have onlooker.
So,
people coming
hey, yo,
it. People are interested.
Sorry, people are at the window.
it's Brendan.
Yo, what's good?
just
It's the
loves me.
Stuy podcast. You know what's good?
Yo. So
Alright.
yeah, so
I'm
there's
sorry for
one
that.
I'm gonna
that
download it right now.
that people perceive you as, and then there's one that you truly think you are. So when Alan said he's Aquarius, the one that I truly think I am is Aquarius.
Was it co-star personalization?
Co-star, exactly. So it's super interesting, and it like sends you stuff every day. I mean, I don't know if I necessarily like believe the stuff that it sends you. It'll be like, today you should trust your instincts
Yeah.
when it comes to a certain conflict, and I'm just like, I don't know about that, but I definitely feel Virgo. You have some Aries from what I know about you, and Aquarius makes sense. I mean, I don't know you well enough
I don't-
to say Gemini.
I don't
What is
buy
up with
into the-
Gemini?
What's
So
the
Gemini's thing is that you change based on who you're with. So your personality
that is
changes.
John, that is 100% true.
That's probably me. Yeah.
And it's not a bad thing, but like Geminis can be kind of shady sometimes because of that. So like the joke is that Geminis are like two-faced.
I don't think I'm two-faced.
Not two-faced, but he definitely changes. You definitely change your personality when
Yeah.
you're with new people or
Uh-huh,
people
yeah.
that might come on too strong. Like
Yeah.
I think I'm also kind of.
No, like I could be. I could-
Obviously, everyone's like every sign.
yeah, I could be.
What's
a dick to
Aquarius
people,
like? You said
Sounds really
Aquarius
cool.
is like detached. So like does not get emotional, has an easy time just being like, you wronged me, like that's it, I'm done with you. And also has trouble confronting their emotions or like fully realizing their emotions. But they are very emotional. So it's this conflict of like being emotional and
I'm
like not really
emotional.
being
I
able
think
to
I could see that.
identify
We're doing
it.
some
Yeah.
deep
Alan's
soul
sometimes
searching right
really
now.
like chill, like it just go with the flow. But sometimes, especially when it comes to things he's passionate about, you know.
Exactly. That's
yelled-
definitely
I
a
yelled
little-
at them
erratic.
today.
Like I
Yeah,
can't
very
predict.
erratic.
I can't predict what Alan's gonna do sometimes.
That's so Aquarius.
The barbecue.
What did I do
let's-
during the barbecue?
No.
What
okay?
did you
That's
do?
All right, let's not get into that.
I don't know. I think I'm a very in the moment person,
Yeah.
and I'll do whatever I want.
But also, do you find that like you have an easy time just being like, I am not enjoying you as a person. I am cutting you off. It's hard.
I think
no,
I could be like that.
no, I actually just yesterday. I'm not going to get into it because it's personal, but
Yeah.
like I confronted a friend about something.
Being confrontational
Yeah.
and level-headed in your confrontation is also.
Yeah, and I wasn't like, hey, what the hell? Like, but it was more like, this is the issue. Let's discuss it.
Very Aquarius.
lights,
just
camera,
like
action.
flat, like
Yeah.
here's how I feel. You need to address it.
But I also sometimes run across the atrium and be like, oh, nuts. And it's like,
Oh, yeah.
people look.
I'm
and-
just like sitting down and he just.
Well, you
runs
need
up
your
to me.
other 2 signs
I
as
just
well. You need your other 2.
Okay, well, here's the problem. So my friend actually hates this about me, but apparently I'm too much to deal with in the morning because I'm very like in the
Like
morning.
hyper?
Yeah.
So you're a morning person?
No.
Do you meet up with friends in the morning?
No.
Like, come to school?
No, I just
He said that with such disgust.
have
No.
early. I just
what?
have the mentality that the
way.
early bird gets the worm.
No, I agree with that.
That's a morning person thing.
I do that with
No, but I
used
stay
to
up.
do that with my friends. I used to go to school together. I can't do that anymore.
Oh yeah.
You need to be in the
Aaron and I used to
zone.
go to school together. Yeah.
Yeah, we live pretty close. And I'm
Yeah.
like, John takes too long. He lives much closer to the station and takes
I'm
longer.
pretty late.
So
a
I'm just
lot of
like,
the time.
I'm already here. Like, I got a day to tackle.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
No offense.
I
John,
mean,
but
Stuy starts
I
at
don't
8
care.
a.m., so you kind
Yeah.
of have to be a morning person
yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you have first, second free.
unless you have first, second free.
Oh, I missed my first free.
But you read Aries to me.
What
You
is
know
even-
about
What
Aries.
is Aries?
Aries, so they're the first sign. So they're
Yeah.
like the leaders. They're kind of like the oldest child. Kind of like moody, really like things to go their way.
Yes.
Bossy leaders, but also like secretly emotional, but like lock it down until they're comfortable releasing it.
Yeah,
I do what I want.
I think that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, but like I do what I want.
You can't
wants
control.
I'm an
things to go their
Aries.
way, you know.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely like I can sometimes be a control freak.
Yeah.
And it's bad. Like I try to be more aware of that.
It's
Like,
all about balance.
I don't know if I should bring this up, but like
Well,
sometimes Aaron and I get into like arguments sometimes because
I would imagine.
he wants to do something, and I'm just like, and I argue it, and he's like, I don't know.
well,
I
isn't
don't know
there
how to
like the
describe
signs?
this.
Aren't there signs that work well together and signs that
Yeah.
oppose?
Yeah.
Is Aries and Gemini?
Well, that's the thing. You should get the app CoStar, put it in, and then
my
connect with each other, and it will tell you. I mean, it will also like tell you romantically, but it'll tell you like if you are compatible, and also when and where
Don't
you
do
are
that.
compatible. So like, I've had it be like, oh, you have the same worldview as this
But just
person.
for clarification,
Yeah.
when John said don't do that, I winked at him.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
He didn't.
Yeah. No.
He
not-
wasn't
not
saying
you.
that to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
But still, it'll be
Yeah.
like you're compatible in like the way that you handle conflict, but you're not compatible in the way that you, I don't know, conceive of work-life balance. I don't know. That's like an example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
Geminis also love to learn.
I think that could actually harm some relationships.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing is like
If you
I try not
believe,
to
like-
take it too seriously,
Like,
right?
let's say like the app says you two aren't compatible, and they're like, but he's my best friend, or like,
right. Or you're like,
"Oh,
but I want to date this
she's
person.
gonna be my wife.
Too bad that's what the app says. All
The
right.
app says you
I'm
Oh, we
leaving
can't get
you.
married.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the danger of it.
Yeah.
So you can't like trust it completely, but I think it's really fun.
In the end, it's just a couple
My
of
generation
stars,
is
right?
so into it. So into it.
Your generation.
The millennials. We
Oh,
love
you
it.
What are-
know,
what are
the
we, like-
stars.
You're Gen Z.
Gen Zers.
Mhm.
Okay.
I don't
Gen
like
Z.
that. I don't like the name.
That's what you are.
It sucks.
We can make a
Z.
cooler name.
Gen X is a cool name.
That's below you? No, that's above me.
That's above you.
That's
think.
above me.
What's
But they're
after
not a
this?
cool generation. I mean,
No,
they're
what's
fine.
after Gen?
Gen AA.
AA.
After you is Gen A.
Is it like
Because you
the
start
two
over.
letters?
Oh no, that's gonna be boring.
And
That's
then
gonna be
Gen
AA,
AB,
B-
Gen
AA.
AC.
No,
AB,
that's boring.
AC.
though.
I just made that up.
my little brother is your generation, and then I have another brother that's like just barely in my generation, and it's so
Older or
different.
younger?
They're both younger.
Okay.
So one's like just barely a millennial, and then the other one is 16, or
Damn.
yeah, 16. So I definitely see the difference between him and me. But I also think your generation is gonna become more like my generation with time. Sorry,
Yeah.
the millennials.
Yeah.
We're the
I
best.
think millennials get a bad rep, especially by
Oh, we're the best.
by boomers.
The boomers don't know.
Boomers don't know.
Millennials are the best generation.
Nah,
I
it's
hope-
gonna be Gen Z.
I don't know. I think with like
Do
Just
it.
wait.
I think as
Do
time
it.
goes on, generations become more and more like separated. I think like a person born in like let's say
Mhm.
1910 would be similar to a person born in 1950. In a
Like
weird
more
way. In
similar.
America.
Yeah.
As in America.
Well,
But a person, so that's a
Yeah.
what? That's a 40-year disparity.
Right.
I feel like a person born in 1950 is much different than a person born in 1990.
Oh yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think that as it goes on, it's going to be even more like as technology gets more advanced and, you know, like I think there's like a joke, so like we're going to be like, oh, I remember a time when dogs couldn't vote. Or like there's like a funny joke or like,
Mm-hmm.
I think that could be like a weird kind of
That's
sci-fi
something
or-
a boomer would say.
One day you'll be old as well. One
I
day
guess
I'll be old,
I'm a-
but
Call us the modern boomer.
I won't be old.
I've noticed that the middle
I'll be
school
young
phase doesn't exist anymore. Like the awkward middle school phase.
yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes,
I
it
had the
does.
awkward
The
middle
way
school
that
phase. You kidding
Middle
me?
schoolers dress now and
think
like
they go
Oh,
straight
just
to
because they
high
have
school
like
freshmen.
fits doesn't mean they're
Yeah,
not
but-
just like
No, but like
in such internal pain.
all right,
maybe that will be their awkward phase.
the,
You
the,
know
Yeah.
that.
the-
I think the phase
I think
is
streetwear is going out.
yeah,
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
nice.
like cool like Jordans with like ripped jeans or
Like I think Supreme will
Yeah.
die.
I think it's gotten very like thrift shoppy kind of like
It
laid
has
back
to. Again,
clothes.
environmentally, like
Right.
stop buying new clothes. That's a
Like-
Yeah.
huge thing.
I have some pride there. I've never.
but
bought
the
Supreme
see
or
the
anything like
my
No.
That's good.
that. Yeah,
my tick with
I don't know.
thrifting is that like some people need thrift stores to
Yeah.
exist for
Yeah.
like
But what if we just like only thrifted,
Right.
right? And like reuse
a lot
stuff?
of
There's so much clothing that exists.
companies like Prada and I forget who else, but they're doing like initiatives to make recycled clothing. But I feel like it needs to be a much
yeah.
larger thing.
You
Not
guys know
everyone-
Jackie Dong?
Not everyone
Yeah.
could- I
Shout
love
out to Jackie
yeah.
Dong, who's amazingly
boy.
well dressed. He
Word.
like thrifts, I think, pretty much everything. And he, for one of the projects they did for my class, he like made this list of all like the thrift stores that are around here that are good, and like also what he's found at the different thrift stores. Yeah, so you should check in with him. He does a really good job. But that's something I'm trying to do this year. I'm like, I want to purchase less clothing and stuff and just like try to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking about like this clothing and stuff, I noticed an increase of jewelry on men, which I appreciate.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
This
I mean,
bracelet is a
I was gonna comment
Yeah.
on that before. I really like it.
permanent. Can't take it off.
Really?
Yeah. It's welded on my arm.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that's intense, and I love it so much.
Mhm.
Does it ever get
Um,
annoying? Like, do you ever like? I would be extremely stressed out. Like, I know you could break it off, but like,
Aries.
I'm like,
I'll
I'm like
be
really
like, what?
fidgety.
Is it
The
gonna be here?
Aries.
Like,
The other good thing about astrology is you can just dismiss anything anyone
Yeah.
says. Just be like, such an Aries.
yeah.
I think genderless clothing is the future. If you
Mhm.
look at high fashion, that's where it's headed.
Have you seen this? There's a store in Soho. I forget the name, but it's like their entire brand is just genderless clothing.
Really.
Yeah.
I think that's where we're headed. Like, I mean, everyone's streetwear is like kind of facilitating that, I think, too, because like streetwear is kind of genderless. I think it's like unisex. So that's what I think is gonna happen.
Yeah. I mean, I still love like 70s weird 70s fashion in a weird way.
Exactly,
I would
like-
never wear
The
it, but I
mullet.
think
But
it's
why
really
not?
fun.
Go to a thrift store and wear like a weird ass shirt to
Like the,
school. Just
uh,
do it. That'd be amazing. You would look so good. Just like a little button up, like with a big collar,
collar.
and some crazy color.
Housing Works has a student discount on Tuesdays.
Ooh.
I don't even know what Housing Works is.
I think you guys should go thrift shopping.
Oh, yeah.
I think it would be really cute.
I actually suggested it this summer. No one.
No one
wanted to
took
go.
you up?
No, they're all like, oh, I gotta. I don't know. I don't remember what happened. I think people were like, yeah, I don't really want to go because I don't want to buy new clothes or something like that, or like they didn't think it would be fun.
Miss Stuzin, can you tell them we're a teacher? That you're a teacher.
Oh, sorry. What were we saying, John?
So yeah,
Sorry, guys. Wait.
intermission. So welcome back to the Stuyvesant podcast, and this is our halftime show.
What?
Cut that part out.
There was a conflict.
Sorry, no, it's fine. It's
I can
fine.
cut anything out.
If anyone's listened this far, it's like, how long?
Thanks
is
for
that actually
hanging
been?
out.
Hour and a half? Or is it less?
All right. You have anything else to ask me? What else is on here?
I mean, a lot of questions, but I don't think.
Wait,
looking
wait,
back, I
wait.
don't think
No,
they're
no, no,
like
no.
kind of related.
No, I think.
I'm just talking about discounts and stuff.
I mean, I have a question.
Wait,
like,
hold on. So
Yeah, I'm all out. Like I'm just going with it right now.
if I'm
Mm-hmm.
cauliflower Craig, and he's zucchini Zachary,
Okay.
What?
and he's
Tommy Tomato.
no, I was gonna say
What is this?
A
Oh,
spare-
excuse me.
I was gonna say asparagus Gary.
Asparagus Gary.
Yeah.
What is,
Okay,
what
that
is
seems
this?
like
I need context.
What would you be?
Tommy Tomato.
Tommy Tomato.
Yeah,
Okay.
That one.
is
That
this?
just came to me.
Is this? What is it?
Ernest the eggplant. Yeah.
Wait, is this
Yo, come on.
Eggplant Elena.
Aries doesn't get it. It's okay. Eggplant Elena.
I'm so lost.
Larry
I like
the
asparagus.
lobster.
Larry,
Larry the lobster.
lettuce, Larry.
Lettuce Larry.
Um,
You know Larry the lobster.
I know Larry the Lobster
Okay.
from SpongeBob. But
Yeah.
Who is Tommy Tomato?
That I
and
made up.
Zachary Zucchini.
That's also made up, I assume.
zucchini.
Oh,
I
I
was
just
just-
went with the flow?
Zucchini is really good. Yeah, I mean, I just heard him going around, and I was like, Tommy Tomato.
I was thinking like.
Is this like
vegetables,
a?
No,
Is
I
that
have
a show
no.
that
I
I
have
haven't
no
watched?
idea. No. Although Veggie Tales.
Yeah.
Remember that?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
I was
Veggie
like, are
Tales.
you naming
Like this is gonna
characters
be like
from
a new.
VeggieTales?
Oh, you're such a Tommy Tomato.
Stop being such a Tommy Tomato.
No, it's just-
Jesus.
Sometimes weird things come out of my head.
Yeah. Oh really?
Ernest Eggplant. I liked that.
Ernest Eggplant. Was that Ernest the name or Ernest the?
Ernest the name.
Yeah.
Like the importance of being earnest.
I mean,
You
Yeah.
know.
Context
You know.
clues, Aries. Come on.
Aries. What question do you have for me, Aries?
I think
That's it.
final question maybe to wrap it up.
Okay.
All right.
Do you have any advice for your current students and also advice for seniors who are applying to college?
Okay, advice for current students, I would say high school is just really hard. It's okay to feel like you're struggling. Reach out to people, communicate with people, communicate with your teachers. Just literally tell them that you're having a hard time. They will empathize. I personally will definitely empathize. And you'll be okay. And just try to learn and enjoy. Advice for seniors. This is it for high school.
Make it count. Get
Really
lit.
make it count. Yeah, like enjoy your classes, do stuff outside of school. You may not be in New York next year. You will not see these people for a long time. So yeah, I mean, I had a really great senior year of high school, like significantly, like socially significantly better than any other year. So I would say that is really important. Like these are people that you might lose touch with. You may never see some of these people again. Some of these people may remain good friends, but it's all about to change. So just embrace it, because high school's amazing. That's why I came back.
Make the switch to biking. Changes your life.
Bike, yeah.
Oh my god.
What are your thoughts on the
Bike.
train, Alan?
The what?
The train? Can I at least take the train? Do you give me permission?
Yeah, it's public transport.
Okay, good.
No?
I thought Alan's he's like giving like his what's the word? Help me, the English teacher.
His
His
Spiel?
His doctrine.
like he's indoctrinating you, yeah.
There's like 10 amendments. Not like 10
his
commandments.
10 environmental commandments.
I think.
10 commandments.
Well, no, I
Too
also
much
think that
PP.
biking helps you experience and remember the city in a different way.
100%.
Also, actively
That's true.
commuting is such a thing.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, obviously in the winter, like, I'm going to have to sit on the train for a long time, but I hate just like being passive in your commute, and it's stressful, and like you're delayed and you can't do anything, and you're just like sitting doing nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at least
Alan is
with biking.
crazy on a bike. Alan on a bike?
Really?
No.
No. He's like he will run you over.
No, I won't.
Yes, you will.
I've been-
Alan, I've learned a lot about you.
I've been
over the course of
told-
this podcast.
I've been told that I'm an asshole biker, and I've been trying to.
Well, I think all bikers kind of have to be assholes.
Right.
I'm not an asshole.
You have to be aggressive. Like,
yeah.
very nice
My
guy.
friend's
we out here, you
my
know?
friend's dad, who bikes over the Brooklyn Bridge, screams like, "This isn't a tourist stop." So
At
I-
the same time, though, and I just want to throw this
Uh-huh.
in, do you know that there have been a lot of deaths recently?
from
biker
biking,
deaths,
yeah, definitely.
And Miss Dwyer just had nothing ended up happening, thankfully, but like she bikes a lot, and she's had a lot of like close calls
For sure.
that were scary.
Same, and the city's definitely trying to do more
Yeah.
with like biking laws
Bike
and regulations.
lanes, we
Exactly.
need that, yeah.
But there's also like, I read this really interesting blog on biking laws and stuff.
So, Alan.
And
We're
like
just
there's
about to
this
wrap
thing
it up.
about like
well,
sorry, wait.
we can wrap it. We can.
No,
we
we
can
can't.
All
No,
right,
we
no,
can't.
we
One
can't.
last bike thing. And
okay.
All right, Aries.
We
come
can't.
on,
We
buddy.
can't. It's called.
There you
it's,
go.
It's called daylighting, where you take away parking spaces from like the end of the intersection,
Oh.
so that when you reach the intersection, you can see cars that are crossing or like turning.
Oh.
So it's safe, both for pedestrians who might not see bikers coming from the street, because
That would
people
actually
like
help
to
a lot.
jaywalk, and it's also good for bikers.
You wear a
So-
helmet?
So yeah, that's the.
I know.
I have to invest in one, because the one I want right now
I'm the same.
is $90 or something. It's like
You
a
don't need a $90 helmet.
yeah, but it's a
I mean,
folding.
From, like,
it's a folding
at the
helmet.
same time, it's your
What's a
brain. It's
folding
only your
helmet?
brain
Yeah.
that you're protecting.
How
It's-
does it-
Oh
how
well.
does it fold?
What's the worst that can
When you
happen?
need it, you
It's
know?
like compactable. So like
Can you like put it in your pocket or?
Oh, it folds.
yeah, no,
how
you can put it
compact
in
is
your
it?
bag.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aries is like
Why did I
not
think- that's
good
crazy.
enough.
That's what like Iron Man would have, like a helmet in his pocket. It's crazy. I don't,
Alan is Iron Man.
Yeah, I didn't think of that.
Ernest, eggplant.
Ernest
all right.
eggplant.
I think we can end on Ernest
Yeah, I
eggplant.
think we'll end on Ernest eggplant.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Miss.
Thank you for
Stuzin.
having me.
It was
Yeah.
truly a joy.
Yeah, this is great.
Awesome.
All right. Well, and
Um,
if anyone has actually listened this far, please write us a review or
We love you.
yes, we do.
Yeah, and
Tell
check
us
us
if you
out
liked it.
on Spotify, SoundCloud, Instagram, Facebook,
And
YouTube, and our website, StuyvesantPodcast.com.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah.
All right. Take care, guys.
And thanks for listening.